Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. Here's the truth that's saving the smart traders as we speak. You're going to shift your gaze to the miners that are stacking billions in reserves and also altcoins like XRP, which are exploding on hidden catalysts, not in price, but behind the scenes. These aren't just headlines, they're your roadmap for outlasting the storm. Stick with me for the next few minutes because today's news is dropping the clues that you need to protect what you've built. Today, we are going to be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. There is positive news for Bitcoin's future with Mara and Hut 8 surging in profits. Coinbase still continues to push to get legalization and proper regulations for crypto, but the banks are pushing back against them. Despite this pullback in the market, XRP futures is seeing a huge surge in open interest that is triggered by Ripple swell that's happening right now. When will the bleeding stop for XRP? We're going to be checking the charts at the end of this video, looking here at the weekly. We're going to be taking a look at very important levels of support and resistance. Plus, we are going to be taking a look at this long-term and short-term momentum waves and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research, well, that is what we do for you here on this channel. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us know by commenting 777. And if you're starting to feel bearish, let us know by commenting 000.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
But first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap, take a look at the overall health of the crypto market today. Market cap is down all the way to $3.29 trillion, down 7.62% in the last 24 hours. In the last 30 days, it has definitely been continuously bleeding out, new lower lows along the way. If we zoom out, we can see we do have a support coming in at $3.2 trillion. Will we be able to bounce from that section? Time will tell. We have had $294 billion worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours, mainly selling pressure. Fear and greed index is at the threshold, about to pass from fear to extreme fear here if we continue dropping over the next 24 hours. Altcoin season holding steady here at 25 out of 100, but it is Bitcoin season right now. Bitcoin dominance continues to climb. Yesterday it was at 60, now we're at 60.3%. Having a look at the Bitcoin ETF tracker, the first 2 days of the week, yesterday minus 186 million, today another 50 million to the downside. For the week coming in at $235 million worth of outflow. So they are continuing to sell, the major institutions as well. As you can see, the volume has been trending downward. Price continues to trend downward. No difference for Ethereum either. Yesterday having 135 worth of outflows and today 88 million, bringing the total for this week Ethereum minus $224 million. As we head over to X, we can see BlackRock plus others, but BlackRock mainly here just started dumping all of their crypto holdings. They're not stopping selling for Bitcoin or Ethereum. They have now dumped over $300 million on retail in just 15 minutes. This was earlier this afternoon. Some other notable crypto players out there, Alex Becker saying, no, I haven't effing sold. I'll ride this thing to zero we're getting an alt season, or I'm rage burning multiple 8 figures to zero and deleting my seed phrase. Obviously, the guy always tells jokes, so this is one of his jokes, but in reality, he very well could be holding on to his bags. I know a lot of people have not taken profit yet. I know you may be feeling the pain right now as well. We're going to get into the charts. Do we have a rebound coming in the short term? We're even getting major players like CZ coming out. Lots of random FUD in the market. People are in pain, jittery, anxious. Whales are pouncing on it, as we saw with BlackRock selling, spreading more FUD and cashing in on it. They're making money to the downside for sure. Learn to verify. Check with official sources on any news. If you believe FUD, you will be ... Now, the interesting thing is, because of the fact there is a potential lawsuit on the horizon with Wintermute, who is a major market maker that does market making for all of the major exchanges, but they are upset potentially with Binance. Now, obviously, CZ is no longer officially affiliated with Binance in a major official capacity. However, he's always going to be the Binance guy, right? Mr. CZ BNB. But Wintermute is in pain because they've lost so much money over the last couple of months with these crazy drops to $20 billion liquidation, etc. Well, there's been news coming out that this was coordinated. So I don't know why this fake news about they're suing BNB, because of the fact that what happens is Binance actually sends billions of dollars to Wintermute. Wintermute receives that, and then they proceed to actually sell all of those cryptos on market. They're just doing market orders. They're not selling them over the counter. They're purposely dumping the markets on us, and that has been what's going on. So this whole Wintermute suing Binance is a bunch of FUD, in my personal opinion, but also we have CZ agreeing with that as well. And one of my favorite day traders on crypto, which is CryptoFace, I've learned the spider lines from him. He says here, this was 14 hours ago. I'll leave this here. It's pump time over the next 48 hours. Now, this was him being optimistic because he has an indicator that he uses and sells, but he has these really great spider lines that we've been using on XRP that work as well. But unfortunately, his 3,500 level broke, and Ethereum has been continuing to drop. So as you can see here on our XRP charts, we do use spider lines, and they are efficient on XRP as well, both on regular candles and logarithmic. But what we're taking a look at here, and we were talking about this yesterday, we'll flip to the daily charts. We can see our spider line was holding as a nice support. It's held. Now, this right here obviously was the crazy wick, but the bodies didn't break it. Right here, again, a wick down, but bodies didn't break it. Right here on the third, the wick to the downside, body didn't break it, but yesterday's candle closed, which is officially closed as of making this recording video right now, that did a body candle close below this level, $2.27. The next level of defense for support is down here at $1.90. And this is for the XRP charts. $1.90 spider line is coming into play. And that also coincides on the daily charts with one of our supply and demand zones here at $1.83. And that also coincides with our blue line, which is actually the 1100 exponential moving average. It is coming up. Now, will this be a smash to the downside and quickly grab it? Time will tell on that. But right now, we have lost this as a support. We have our 10 exponential, 30 exponential, 50 exponential on XRP all sloping down. We'll get into this in a little bit more detail. But as we see here, the spider lines did break also for Ethereum. Remember, his spider line was here at 3,500, as you saw in the post, and it has continued to drop there. Now, interestingly enough, our 1100 exponential moving average is down here at 2,700. Will it get there? Time will tell. I mean, we do have the 12-hour 1100 exponential moving average. Price did literally just drop and hit it on Ethereum. Let's check Bitcoin. Bitcoin has more room to drop down to 91,000 if it's going to lose that. It has now lost all of our supply and demand zones, so we will rechart this. And taking a look at XRP, it is also about to hit that 12-hour 1100 exponential moving average, which is sitting at $2 right now. But CryptoFace, a lot of fun to watch on YouTube as well. Go check him out. He does amazing day trading content, but he was being super optimistic, and unfortunately that did fail. Interestingly enough, we have Grant Cardone. Cardone Capital has placed an order for 890 Bitcoin at $94,000. Will it get there? Well, going back to that chart on Bitcoin, 94,000 does look pretty realistic as a potential hit. We got our 12-hour blue line all the way down here at 91,000. So it would dip below there and make its way back up from that level. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we're taking a look at this blue line at the 12-hour, which we know Ethereum is literally bouncing off of right now, XRP is getting very close to. Let's take a look at the 6-hour here. XRP or Bitcoin has officially dropped below that on the 6-hour. So let's check the 7-hour. It's below it on the 7-hour. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. It is bouncing off of the 8-hour 1100 exponential moving average right now. If we lose this line, meaning we lose this as support, price continues to drop, which our long-term momentum is still bearish. Short-term momentums, though, have officially bottomed out. Short-term and mid-term are riding zero right now. So there is potential of a bounce back on the 8-hour. The 9-hour chart has also been hit, and the 10-hour chart has also been hit. So taking a look at Bitcoin, 8, 9, 10 hours have all been hit on their blue line. 11, 12-hour down here at 91,000. Let's go ahead and type in, we're going to search this, add a custom. We're going to add a custom hour of the 11 hours since we're just going to check them all. Where's the 11-hour? Boom. It is bouncing off of the 11-hour 1100 exponential moving average as we speak right now. Ethereum lost the 1100. As you can see, it broke below it. This is the 1100 exponential moving average on the 11-hour chart. XRP also has officially dropped below that level as well. So Cardone Capital may be buying some Bitcoin here at 94,000. And just yesterday, Fundstrat, Tom Lee calls it the biggest liquidation in crypto history, which did happen. We just talked about that, $20 billion. But Lee still predicts that we're going to reach 150 to 200K and Ethereum will be 7,000 by the year end. So there's 2 months left to accomplish this.
I mean, if I look at everything since October 10th, because that was the biggest liquidation in the history of crypto, like bigger than FTX.
Like a margin call.
Yeah, it was like almost a miniature rupture, like a tsunami. We're only a couple weeks from that, so I think the market is consolidating. But if I look at fundamentals, like Ethereum, stablecoin volumes have been exploding, application revenues at all-time highs. So right now, fundamentals are leading price in crypto. So I think eventually we consolidate and then we rally into year end.
150?
Yeah, I think we could still get to 150, 200 for Bitcoin, and then something like 7,000 for Ethereum.
Now it's interesting because he's sticking to his guns, right? I mean, he can't say, oh, I'm adjusting now. However, he should, and you should, and we should. When you see things of this nature, your thesis does have to change. You can't just be bull posting nonstop when you see the markets are actually blowing out to the downside. On a positive note, though, breaking NVIDIA becomes the first company in history to reach $5 trillion in market cap. So if you've been paying attention, a lot of people are exiting out of crypto and they're starting to get into tech stocks on the stock market. Now, remember, we've always talked about rotations and cycles within crypto. This is an interesting play here because people are rotating and cycling out of crypto into traditional tech stocks. And when will that cycle then rotate out of tech stocks back into crypto? I think that's the next big play. What's going to happen? Now, we do have some big positive news for Bitcoin. Mara and Hut 8 report surging Q3 profits as both miners grow Bitcoin reserves and expand into high-performance computing. Mara now holds 52,850 Bitcoin and Hut holds 13,696. Now, the reason this is positive is because they're seeing profits, which is important because they're holding a lot. And typically, in order for this type of company to make profits, they have to sell these coins. So there is a potential of exacerbation of the problems we're experiencing now. We're already feeling pain to the downside. What if Mara and Hut 8 and other Bitcoin miners decide that this could be a severe problem? We need to hurry up and take some profits before we lose our profit-taking opportunity and start to dump their big bags of Bitcoin as well. That is a possibility in the future, but for now, it's positive because they're actually holding on. And these companies are moving into high-performance computing and energy development as well. Mara's revenue climbed 92% year over year to $252 million in the third quarter of 2025, swinging from a $125 million loss to $123 million net income over that period, while Hut 8's revenue nearly doubled to $83 million with profits of $50 million. The U.S. leads in Bitcoin mining following China's 2021 Bitcoin mining ban. Much of the industry's hash power migrated to the United States, which now accounts for an estimated 37% of the global Bitcoin hash rate, making it the single largest mining hub in the world. Texas has emerged as a leading state for Bitcoin mining, offering cheap electricity, abundant renewable power, and business-friendly power grid. Major miners including Mara, Riot Platforms, CleanSpark, BitDeer, and Hut 8 operate there, and it's even called the Oasis for Bitcoin by U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. Coinbase continues to battle it out against the politicians on the crypto charter. The Independent Community Bankers of America, ICBA, is coming out against cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase's application for a national trust company charter in the United States, a move that could threaten banks' interest as the company moves closer to traditional finance. Paul Grewal responded, "Imagine opposing a regulated trust charter because you prefer crypto to stay unregulated. That's ICBA's position. It's another case of bank lobbyists trying to dig regulatory moats to protect their own. From undoing a law to go after rewards to blocking charters, protectionism isn't consumer protection." And if you have not been following along, the big banking and little banks are trying to come out against crypto and new crypto regulations because of the fact that it will eat into their profits long term. And ultimately, there's a potential that they go by the wayside altogether as people transition into the crypto-friendly world. Although Coinbase said it has no intention of becoming a bank, through its application of the OCC and other crypto companies such as Ripple Labs and Circle, they've applied for national bank charters as well. The moves followed the U.S. government passing legislation to establish a framework for payment stablecoins. Both Ripple and Circle have issued their own stablecoins, Ripple USD or RLUSD, and of course USDC. The OCC was scheduled to review its Ripple application last week, but as of Tuesday, the government department had not publicly announced any decision, obviously due to the fact that the actual government is shut down, so some of the things that they're supposed to be doing are not taking place. Also, in some positive news for XRP, there has been a big jump in open interest. As a few hours ago, XRP's future activity has seen a surprising surge with open interest soaring by 3.88%. With a massive 1.5 billion XRP currently committed in active futures contracts, the hourly surge in XRP open interest marks a sudden flip from bearish trajectory. XRP's community is showing enthusiasm because Ripple's swell has now started taking place in New York. There's expectations that Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse and the rest of the executives will drop major announcements that could fuel a significant boost in XRP price. The only significant news we've had is that they did come out and buy a company yesterday. Now, we do have to remember on the 1st, they did actually release a ton of XRP from escrow. That money was obviously sold off. Some of it was used to buy another company, which they've acquired. That would be the Palisade company, which is for custody's sake. We did a whole video on that yesterday. You can go back and watch that. Now, while the surge has come on during broader bearish sentiment in the last 24 hours, XRP fell by over 13%. And it appears that traders are increasingly looking to capitalize on potential market dynamics that could be triggered bullish sentiment stirred by the event. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the charts for XRP. As we've been talking about, the 1100 exponential moving average, as we can see on the daily chart, is all the way down at $1.48. Now, what we're going to do, though, is look for important levels of support and resistance here. So as we can see, when price started dumping to the downside before we started our first rally, the final red candle here is going to be a level of interest for us. We're using Heikin-Ashi candles. We're going to find supply and demand by highlighting this candle right here. As we can see, price did actually bounce into that once and potentially a second time coming into this level at $1.97. We're going to go back in history a little bit farther, and we're going to notice during our first initial run up from 55 cents, we do have a stall point right here as well. We're going to highlight that red candle right here on the daily charts. as a level of area of interest also. So when we do that, as we can see, the 1100 exponential moving average has passed up through that level on the daily charts. So there is a likelihood that that does not get touched. Let's go back to the 12 hours here. As we can see right now, XRP has not touched that 12-hour level just yet. However, it is getting extremely close as we zoom in here on the 12-hour charts. That level is coming in currently at $2. Our short-term momentum has completely zeroed out on the 12-hour. Mid-term momentum is getting close to zero. Long-term momentum is bearish. If we look at the daily chart, there is still room to run to the downside to zero out for the short-term momentum. Mid-term momentum has started curving down. Long-term momentum is bearish. The thing that bothers me and scares me the most about XRP right now and other cryptos is the fact that our long-term momentum on the weekly charts is getting very close and aggressively attacking the zero line to potential give us bearish sentiment for XRP. Now, when you zoom out though, and you take a look at this just without anything on the charts, let's go ahead and delete everything off the charts. Remove the drawings. Price ran up, came back down, made this low here. Price ran up, came back down, and it's making a low here. So reality is market structure wise on the weekly charts, as long as we don't continue bleeding down below this lower low, which if we go ahead and take our horizontal line and mark this right here, that gives us $1.86. That's on the wick, and the body of that candle is right here at $1.90. So a lot of signs are pointing to XRP rebounding off of $1.90, but the reality is we need to rebound before then. Because right here, this is our lowest low. Then we had a new lower or a higher, redo that. Then we had a new higher low. And then this could be our third higher low, which could give us the trajectory to the upside. We'll clear all of that off. One other thing that I like to do is run a Fibonacci from the most lowest point here to the most highest point here. And we can see price did get right now, the wick on the Fibonacci just got to the 786. So from the most recent swing low, which was down at $1.5960, then the push to the new all-time highs at $3.66, the XRP price just got to the level of $2.06 here, essentially the Fibonacci line. So there is a possibility that it continues to drive down and touch there, getting to that $2 level as we talked about. But the golden pocket, the 618 to the 786, is notorious for a potential rebound spot. And if we take a look here, as long as we don't break below our Wolfpack down to zero, getting bearish into the red, we're almost at a perfect reset level here. The short-term momentum has been reset to zero, and it is ready to make a pump to 100. Last time it was at zero, pump to 100 was here, exactly off the same level, $2. It pumped up to $3.66. Midterm momentum is getting very close to zero. It doesn't have to get all the way down, as we see right here. Last time midterm momentum got here and then rebounded. That was our initial run up.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers